All right, everyone, today we're going to talk about green beans. What we've done here is we've planted them in a grid. The grid is right about 18 inches or so. You can see quite a few beans there. About 18 inches. This is how we've chosen to do this stuff. We have tried it in a 1 foot grid previously, and we have not been able to get quite as much yield as we have planting these at about 18 inches. So what you can see me doing here is I'm just pulling them up. This is the first and last picking. I'm pulling them up and putting them in the trailer. Reason why I'm doing that is because we can take these up to a different spot and handle all these beans while standing up instead of bending over to pick all these. And there again, not concerned about a first or second picking. When we plant them this densely, it's not an issue whatsoever. The way our grandparents taught us to do this was to plant yourself a row and leave yourself plenty of room so you can get your tiller through. Well, you can do that if you want, but you're going to be messing up your root system that grows way out. And out from the plant, the roots actually go quite a bit off to the side. And so, because they're so dense, many things happen here. It actually keeps the soil nice and protected, keeps the moisture in, and also, as you notice, we're going through here, we don't really have a whole lot of weeds. Here's one to speak of, but as you can see, it has no root to it. Very easy to pull up. Here's another example of that. Next to no roots whatsoever. So what happens is the weeds start trying to compete for the sun against the green beans, and they try so hard to get going up in the air to get sunlight, they don't spend any of their energy trying to develop roots. So there again, saves us from having to till, saves us from having to bend over, pick and pick and pick. Saves us on water, don't have to water as much. Saves us on weeding. And saves us time not going through doing a first, second, or third picking. We did plant these a little bit late compared to what we usually like. Usually we try to get the beans in the ground by July 4th for our area here in Southwest Virginia. That's what our goal is anyway, but this time we were a couple weeks behind. So we didn't get these planted really until the middle of July. But we just went right ahead and planted them a little bit spaced out more. Like I said, 18-inch grid. And it's worked out pretty good. This is probably the best yield we've ever had, so I think from now on, we are gonna go ahead and go with the 18-inch grid. All right. Looks like our trailer is getting pretty full here. Ugh. Another quick look. Pretty good yield. Pretty good yield for sure. All right, looks like we have enough on the trailer here. Now we're gonna take these up into a shady area, though it's not particularly hot, but just more convenient, more comfortable to be able to pick these beans off the vine. Let's go head that way. Now what we'll do is we'll get these off of the four-wheeler. Then we don't want these sitting in the sun because we've just picked them, so therefore I'm going to get them over here and into the shade So just lay them right over there in the floor. You could do the same with a shade tree, a shed, carport, whatever you want to do. Today's not super warm. It's only about 80 degrees Fahrenheit out here or so. But why not stay cool while we can? As you can see out in the field there, or out in the garden, we're basically harvesting a third of that patch at a time. We harvested a third last night, yesterday evening, and we pulled off about a bushel of green beans. So here's a couple tools we use. We use a snow shovel. It's just a great big dustpan. Then a broom just to kind of help clean stuff up. As we pick these, we're just going to go ahead and put them right back inside the trailer. Now notice the nice thing about this here is that we can also just go ahead and break these off to make it easier to see. Because as you can imagine, the beans do blend in pretty good. Look at that. Nice size beans there. So, we'll just throw them here on a table. Pull them off as we stand up relatively straight in the shade with a nice little breeze on this 80-degree day. I mean, if you guys prefer to do a first and second picking, bending over with a bucket, scooting your butt along the ground, more power to you. Once we figured out this grid system, we said we're never going to go back to picking a first and second picking again. It's just so much more pleasurable doing it this way. Just go right to town. Even get you a little potato bug on you here and there. Mexican bean beetles, I believe, is what these guys are called.
There's their eggs, or
That's the larva. The first stage of their life, then they transform into more of a hard shell. But long and the short, we plant these beans later in the season for another reason as well. And the other reason is that we don't want these bean beetles to be a major problem in our garden. After the solstice, the summer solstice, they all slow down quite a bit. All the bugs slow down quite a bit. So that's why we're doing it after the solstice. And for our area, again, it's Southwest Virginia, it's just enough time to get these beans going. Right now is October 2nd. So these plants have just finished up their blooming. And so we're getting a full yield off of these, which is very nice. Best we've ever had. Well guys, we greatly appreciate it. We hope this is informative for you. This is a trick we learned a few years ago ourselves and we love it. It's great and wonderful. Superb way to go about it. Well guys, we appreciate it. Thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to go ahead and give it a like and subscribe. We're going to be providing more videos that are kind of like this in the future. Hopefully we can teach y'all a little something that we've learned from the past. Like I said, this has been an awesome trick and I hope that y'all can utilize it as well. Thank y'all so much for watching. Y'all have a good one.